Okay, guys, take a look at this. Transgender man accused 3 times of flashing his junk in front of several ladies in a locker room in the YMCA. Okay, first I'd like to give a shout out to Ollie London from Twitter. I think that's how you say it, Ollie, or maybe it's Oli. But anyways, shout out. Make sure to follow this person on Twitter. Thank you for sharing this article, buddy. Thank you so much. But let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Transgender man found not guilty after being accused of flashing his penis 3 times in a women's locker room in a YMCA in Xenia, Ohio. Okay, only in Ohio, right? Okay, but on the real, guys, check this out. If you're accused 3 times in a women's locker room, how are they not looking into that any further? How is that not being investigated? You know why? Because they don't put cameras in bathrooms. They don't put cameras in locker rooms. I get privacy, but then people like this sneak in. But if you're being accused 3 times, okay, and let's read on so you guys can kind of understand here, okay, what I'm talking about. Hold on. The judge ruled this man was too fat for his genitals to have been visible and therefore could not have exposed himself like several women had claimed. Okay, now that right there, remember when I said the 3 times being accused? Okay, several women have claimed, guys, and he was accused 3 times. Okay, isn't there a red flag there? A red flag, guys. Not saying this person is guilty. Obviously, that's the last thing I need is someone say, well, you just said. Okay, no, I'm telling you guys, there is a red flag here. Okay? And why is this person in the YMCA in the first time? In the first place. Ah, sorry, guys. Oh my gosh. Sorry with my words. But anyways, if multiple people are accusing you, they need to at least throw this person out. If there's no evidence and nobody has any photos, you need to remove them from the women's locker room. And then if they go into the men's locker room and they get similar complaints, throw them out of the entire YMCA. That person should have not been in the women's locker room. You are a man, a transgender man who, why are you even calling yourself transgender in the first place? You know why? You have no resemblance or anything believable that you are a woman. People are going to start using this, guys. They're going to start using this everywhere to get away with stuff. Oh my gosh, guys, this kind of thing could get so ugly. This is why there needs to be separate bathrooms. If you feel you're that way, I guarantee you guys, you put a transgender bathroom out there, a lot of them, probably most of them won't even use it. You feel you're so transgender, there's a transgender restroom, use it. Or there's a transgender locker room. They should all stick with a transgender locker room, or if they're showering, so that way nobody has to feel awkward and stuff like this won't happen. I'm just saying. It's creepy enough, but let's go on with the story. Lawyers for the man argued his belly was too big for anyone to have seen his genitals. Are you kidding me? And they're saying he's too fat. Ain't nobody too fat to do the crime. I'm telling you that. Your belly is just the right size for everybody to see your junk. You ain't too fat. You're not, unless you're the size of Yokozuna, or any of those sumos or something like that. Dude, you ain't too fat. You're sitting down comfortably. Obviously, your belly's not hanging over the sides. Well, you're still fat, but you're not too fat, is what I'm saying. And let's just hear this part. It says, genitalia was not visible as a result of other portions of her body covering same. Source, Daily Mail. Daily Mail, uh, I don't even know what to say about that. But, guys, something like that needs to be highly investigated. I do not care what the news says or whatever. People get away with all sorts of stuff. Now, this story is already a red flag. Already, how it seems like they're covering for this person. Maybe they don't want backlash from the transgender community. And to be honest, I actually don't believe this person is transgender unless someone has seen info in the past of this person being transgender. It could have been a ploy or something to avoid getting in trouble. So that way they could sneak into the women's locker room. Much how some straight guys will claim to be gay just to hang out a sleepover at some chick's house. Yeah. What happens, it happens. But, yeah, this is just, I don't know. Let me show you something. Hold on. Okay, guys. Let's just look at some key factors here, shall we? Fat, with long hair that's kind of balding, it looks like. You know, you're kind of losing hair, but you also got the long hair and the big belly kind of look. Isn't that already the creepy look of the guy that lives in his own studio apartment because mommy and daddy kicked him out? So he no longer lives at home because he was even too creepy to live at home, so he was kicked out and forced to work a fast food job while living in a studio apartment with pizzas half wedged in the sofa and chips and crumbs all over himself while sitting in front of one of those old-fashioned televisions with antennas coming out the side, and trying to pick up some channels like pay-per-view channels or something, trying to kind of move the antennas around, so he could watch those little special channels, and snacks all half wedged between the sofa, cushions, halfway wedged, so that way he can pull the snacks out and stuff his face, while eating a bag of Funyuns, is kind of stuffing it all down his throat. I mean, doesn't that kind of sound like the picture? I mean, this is the way they depict it. Anytime they show a movie with this kind of depiction, you see them as like the bad guy, like sitting down in his chair, just grubbing, it's kind of grubbing away, Just saying, not saying that's what this person is. Obviously, I'm not trying to defamate this person in any way, shape, or form. I'm just pointing out some red flags here, guys. Why are you in the women's locker room? Why? I mean, obviously, there is a creepy sign with this dude who's transgender in the women's locker room. And if you're flashing your junk, why? I mean, you've been accused 3 times, and you were spotted by several women. Like, guys, reinvestigate or something. I don't know. But this kind of thing is just way too awkward. It seems not right is all I'm saying. It doesn't sit right with me. This person could be innocent, right? But it doesn't sit right with me, and you going into the locker room as a transgender in the women's locker room. Like, none of this sits right with me. Obviously, if you're in there, there's a problem in the first place. Let's just say that. You could be innocent, but the scenario is all wrong. You're in the wrong place. Why are you in the YMCA? Look at you. What are you doing in a YMCA? I'm just saying, a person like this wouldn't be there to work out. Okay, so maybe you were there, exercising or something, lifting potato chips, or I don't know. I don't know, but I'm just saying, guys. I don't want people accusing me of falsely saying this is what this person did. I'm not doing that. I'm just telling you guys a scenario. None of this seems right. Why do you let people like this in the locker room is what I'm trying to get at. Whether or not you are innocent, I mean, who knows? You could be, very well be, but you put yourself in such a situation where 3 times you're accused. I mean, where's your alibi on that? I mean, what's the deal? Okay, I'm just saying this don't sit right with me, guys. It's just, I mean, look at the way the person looks. They're at the YMCA and they're in the women's locker room. Put those 3 key factors together, okay? Now, I'm not trying to say this person's guilty, they automatically did it. I mean, I'm just saying it don't sit right with me. In a scenario that you guys got to kind of think for yourself, just kind of think about it. I'm not trying to say, oh, you're guilty. You did that. No, I'm not trying to say that. I'm not trying to cause problems. I'm just having a discussion on how I feel about this. It don't sit right, guys. Why are you at the MCA? Why are you in the women's locker room, which you don't need to be in there? Okay? I get that the law protects them so they can use the restrooms of their choice. Okay? I get that. But a locker room is not a restroom. You should just go change in the bathroom. You don't need to be in the women's locker room in the first place. Okay? There's already an issue with that. I honestly don't believe you were there to work out. I'm just saying. That's how I feel. I don't know how everyone else feels, but that's just me. You need to think about it, okay? If you're going to use the excuse or whatever that you're transgender, anybody can do that and walk into a women's locker room and watch them change, okay? Anybody could use that to get away with whatever they wanted. It just ain't right. You shouldn't have been in there. So in my eyes, you did wrong. You just shouldn't have went in the women's locker room. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm sorry, guys. It's it just don't sit right with me. I'm not believing it, but it is what it is. Hey, you know, be careful, guys. And when you go into certain places, I would definitely, if you feel something is not sitting right, something's going on, talk to someone, tell them about it, or if you see a member of management, whatever place you're at, and you feel like someone is in there for, you know, kind of malicious reasons, you guys should talk to someone about it. Let them know ahead of time if you see someone is doing something or someone that should not be in there. You know, I don't know, but I would talk to someone. But anyways, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching.